Hello, welcome to my channel again. My name is Leslie. I'm sorry I didn't record some videos because we were on vacation time, but now we are back. Well, at least I'm back, so I'm here. Today I'm going to teach you something different. I'm going to teach you how to express recommendations. Yes, and for that we have different expressions. Remember that when we express a recommendation, it's because you observe a situation and the situation can have a good result or a bad result. So you tell the other person that it is a good idea or it is not a good idea, right? So the first auxiliary that we are going to use in order to express recommendations, yes, the first auxiliary that we're going to use is the auxiliary should, right? We can use it in affirmative, negative, and interrogative form. For example, I say, well, imagine that I am pregnant, no? I want to have a baby. Well, I'm going to have a baby. So, is it a good idea to smoke if I'm going to have a baby? Not really, right? So, in that case, a person can tell me, you shouldn't smoke. It's not a good idea, right? So, should expresses a good idea and shouldn't expresses a negative idea, right? So we have the structure here, yes. I'm going to start with the interrogative form. For example, if imagine the same situation, imagine if I am pregnant, no? So I say, should I smoke? Is it a good idea to smoke? That is the interpretation, right? And should is going to be my auxiliary. I is going to be the subject, and smoke, it is the verb in simple form, right? Remember, I have been telling you a lot about the verb in simple form. You don't conjugate it, so it's not smokes, it's not in past, etc. Okay, so we use for the question the auxiliary, the subject, the verb, and maybe a complement. No, for example, should I smoke tobacco? Should I smoke marijuana? So that is my complement, but well, no, right? Okay, so then you can answer it affirmatively. You can say, yes, you should smoke, Leslie. Okay, so you are indicating that it is a good idea, right? But, well, it's kind of weird because if I am pregnant, well, it's not a good idea. But, well, some people are irresponsible. It's not my case, but okay. So let's see. Yes is going to be my affirmative answer. You is going to be the subject. Remember, it changes because I am asking you, so then you are responding, right? So yes, you should. Should is once again my auxiliary to express a recommendation, and smoke is the verb in simple form. You never conjugate it, right? Then if you think that it is not a good idea to smoke, then you answer negatively. For example, you say, no, Leslie, you shouldn't smoke. Shouldn't smoke. Right? Okay, so shouldn't is going to be the contraction of should not. You can use the complete auxiliary and the negative word, or you can use the auxiliary negative, right? It's exactly the same, but many people prefer to use shouldn't or contractions when they are speaking, so it's very important that you know how to use them, okay? So then it's going to be no, my negative, then should you is going to be the subject, and then shouldn't is going to be my auxiliary in negative, and after that you're going to use the verb in simple form, right? Remember that we are using this auxiliary in order to express good or bad ideas. Yes, it's not really an obligation. For example, if I tell my sister, you shouldn't smoke because you are pregnant, not indicating that it's an obligation. I'm just expressing my recommendations, and it depends on my sister if she wants to continue smoking. So you just express your ideas, right? So then for questions, should, auxiliary subject verb in simple form. For affirmative or negative, you change the order, right? Remember, in questions we have to invert the order, okay? Then This is to express recommendations. We can also use another expression that is the same. You say, yes, you ought to smoke, right? Okay, so ought to, ought to is a synonym of should, so it's also very common, and we don't normally use it in negative. In British English it is used, but I'm not going to explain to you the negative form. If you want me to do it, please leave your comments below, but in this case I'm just going to teach the affirmative. Yes, you ought to is your complete expression, and after ought to you use your verb in simple form. It is a synonym. It is just another way to express recommendations, right? So, should you study English? Yes, you ought to study English if you want to be able to use it in your daily life, right? Should I smoke? No, you shouldn't smoke because it's not good for your lungs. It is not good for your baby in the case you are pregnant. Should I do exercise? Yes, it is a good idea. You should do exercise, okay? Doing exercise every day gives you more energy. So, well, ought to and should are synonyms. Just use it in affirmative form. And don't forget, you have to use ought to plus the verb in simple form, right? And as you can see, we can use should for different subjects. I should, you should, he should, they should, we should, or in the negative form. And we can also use ought to for different subjects. I ought to, you ought to, she ought to, we ought to, right? And be careful with the pronunciation, okay? The pronunciation is not should. The L is silent, so you must say, I should. I should. In the negative form, you say, I shouldn't. I shouldn't, right? Okay, so this is only about recommendation. Now, sometimes we express stronger recommendations because the person may have a terrible result if the person doesn't follow the recommendations, right? So I'm going to separate a little bit here. Well, I'm going to use versus, okay? Should versus, and then we have another expression, okay? So let's imagine that you are, well, let's take the same example, right? You are pregnant and then you want to use drugs. That is really complicated because your baby can have lots of problems and you also can have a lot of problems, right? So in this case, if you don't follow the recommendation, something bad can happen. So you can use another expression, yes? This expression can be in affirmative, negative, and interrogative, the same thing. Being honest with you, I've never heard it in the interrogative form. I normally heard it in affirmative and negative, but then I did some research and yes, you can use it in questions. So I'm going to teach you the three forms in order for you to have the complete information, right? So we're going to have the question. Had I better use drugs? Well, I'm going to use it here, drugs. I'm very sorry because of the space, but well, I hope you understand. Okay, so then, had I better use drugs? It's like you are asking for a stronger recommendation, yes? And your mother will probably say, no, right? So she says, you had better not use them. Okay? Why? Because if you use them, something really bad can happen. Then your situation can follow. Okay? So then, we have the affirmative, the negative form here. It's subject. Then you have your expression had better. Okay? This is not separated. The complete expression is had better for a stronger recommendation, and then in this case I'm going to use my verb in negative, so this is in simple form, right? This is the simple form, but in the negative idea, right? So you had better not use drugs because you can have problems. You had better not talk to your mother like that. You should respect her, right? So this is for a stronger recommendation. This is the negative form. In the affirmative form, you can say, you had better talk to your mom. Okay, so nowadays it's very common that Mexican girls get pregnant when they are really young, which is becoming really fashionable. I don't know why. But some of them have terrible problems with their parents because their parents don't want babies or because they are too young. I don't know, right? So in this case, we can use this kind of expression, okay? So you say, if you are pregnant, you had better talk to your mom, okay? She needs to know that you are pregnant, and she needs to know because you live in her house. So it's all the context, right? So this is the affirmative form, as you can see. Once again, we have the subject, then we have the expression, and then we use the verb in simple form, right? So this is to express stronger recommendations. You have the negative, the affirmative, and in the same case, we have to separate the expression, right? This is part of my expression. This is part of my expression. Here I have the subject and then my verb in simple form, right? So you can use it. Now, what is the difference? Well, this is more common because this is a recommendation, but not that strong. This is stronger. We normally use it in serious situations, okay? So be careful with the negative form because many people want to use hadn't. No, that doesn't happen, okay? Hadn't is not the negative form, okay? The negative form is not plus your verb. So it's very important that you not confuse these two structures, and you have to use them correctly in order to express your ideas better, right? So, well, this is all for today. I hope you have noticed the difference between should and had better. Remember, this is for more formal situations or more specific situations or critical situations. In this case, just to express a lighter recommendation, right? So if you have any questions, please contact me, leave your comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Yes, I will see you later, and keep enjoying your days off. Bye bye.